Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. It's George here for Launch of Dueling. What I have for you today is my own version of my deck Synchron. So I have had this deck for a long time already. As a matter of fact, I haven't changed my deck since probably 2010, 2011. And I have just been updating the deck based on the new cards we get or synchros we get. But I don't really like to move to another version of the deck, or like a different type of deck. So I would like to show you guys my deck profile post ban list May 2022. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. It was quite difficult to put it together. I have exactly 40 cards in this build. So I have 31 monsters and only 9 cards, 9 magic and trap cards or spell cards. And I definitely had a hard time putting all the synchros together. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check it out. Let's first take a look at the main deck, okay? So for the main deck, what I have first is the triple copy of the Junk Synchron. This card is definitely broken, and it's the one that you guys always want to open with, or it's one of the cards that you always want to add to your hand so you can easily access your speeder, so you guys can create your own combo. So definitely you need to have a triple copy of this. Then I also have a triple copy of the Junk Converter. Junk Converter is broken because it can easily add your own copy of the Junk Synchron or any other Synchron to your hand, so you should definitely run it at 3. Then I also have, this is very standard, I have the triple copy of the Doppel Warrior. So Doppel Warrior is definitely a must in this build, and of course the reason why is because we're playing the deck with Synchro monsters only, so you definitely need to have 3 copies of the Junk Synchron, the Junk Converter, and the Doppel Warrior. So this is very basic, and I have been playing them since they were first released, and when this card came to the game and to this deck, it was definitely broken, and I definitely played it from day one. So I don't definitely recommend you to take it out. Now, besides that, we're also adding the Stardust lineup. Okay, so we have the double Stardust Synchron. I only have 2 copies of it. I haven't been able to get the 3rd copy of this one, but I think I wouldn't add it, even though I have seen other builds that add this card at 3. I consider that it's not really convenient to add it at 3, especially because you can definitely get everything you need from this card, either if you have it in your graveyard or on your hand, and it's really easy to take it out of the deck as well. So I don't think having 3 copies of it is convenient, and especially because you want to win the duel on the very first turn or the second turn. If you're going second, then you want to win it on your second or 3rd turn. I don't think there's a 3rd turn, because one of the main drawbacks of this deck is the ability to get over. So I would say that 2 copies of it are just perfect. Then I'm running my friend the Jet Synchron that was just released one more time, and we can use it one more time because it was banned, but definitely you need to run it. This is very self-explanatory. Most people just use one of the effects, but you can definitely use both effects, the ones of reborning or the one of adding one of your Junk monsters to your hand. So it's definitely broken, it's definitely great, and you definitely need to have it in your deck. And 1 copy of this Cyber Synchron that is definitely great because it helps you create your combos, and you can make it level 2. And of course you can get another Synchro deck, another Synchro card on your field. So this is basically the Synchron lineup, including the Doppel Warrior. That's all I'm running for the Synchron lineup. So now let's check out what we have next. So what we have next is the Ascator lineup. I think this is a very solid lineup, and the reason why I'm running these cards is because this helps you get rid of the Ash or any other hand trap that will prevent you from accessing your junk, your speeder. And on top of that, it gives you access to one of your monsters that will definitely help you create better combos in this deck. The Chaos Ruler is definitely one of the cards that you want to bring to the field really quickly. So you can just, you know, like dig into your cards and see if you can get access to your junk or to your Doppel warrior. So I think it's definitely great to have access to this card very quickly through the Ascator lineup. So I'm definitely running the 3 walkers and the fire ant. So that's basically what it is for the Ascator lineup. And then let's go ahead and check out what we have next. So we have more cards that help you bring speeder quickly to the field. And what I have next is double copy of the Boost Warrior. I have seen many people running as well. We have it somewhere here. I have seen many people running this card as well, the Jester. I think it's a really good option. I don't doubt it. However, the only reason why I didn't add Jester and I included the Boost Warrior instead is because if I need it, or if I want to create more combos and I have the TG Hyper Librarian on the field already and I draw reinforcement of the army, I can definitely add this card to my hand if I need it. So I think that having 2 copies of this card is great. And what I like is that you can definitely special summon this card to the field as long as you have a tuner on your side of the field. So I think that you never run out of tuners with this deck. So having 2 copies of the Boost Warrior is just great. So I'm running 2 of them, and then I'm running the other Stardust piece. Just 1 Cloak Crown. I think that running 2 of these ones is good. However, I wanted to keep the deck at 40, so that's why I only included 1. And that's basically it, guys. That is basically it for the combo cards. These are all the combo cards, so I'm basically running 3 different combos. I'm running these ones here, right, that are related to the Stardust, and I'm running the junk combos. Okay, so that's basically what it is. And then let's check out the hand traps, because what's next is hand traps. So I'm running 3 copies of Ash, very standard. This card could be kind of difficult to manage because you cannot bring it back with the junk Synchron because it's level 3, but it's still good and it could help you create combos if you figure it out. And of course, it will help you if you have it on your hand. So I think you need to run 3 copies of it because of Despia decks, because of any type of deck nowadays, Fluunderies, whatever you think could be difficult to manage, could be stopped with Ash Blossom. I'm running 3 copies of the Ifrit Veiler. I have had these Ifrit Veilers since the time they were released. I have one in English, one in Spanish, and another one in Italian, so they are pretty nice. I love them and I always use them in this build. I have used them, you know, like since they were released, and I think that they have been very useful, and they are useful in this deck because of the level. I still remember the combo that I used to make long time ago when my opponent would start, then I would negate using the Ifrit Veiler, then it would go to the graveyard, and then on my turn I would summon the junk, and then I would bring it back and I would activate then Doppel Warrior's effect. That was just broken. It was just nice to create here Hyper Librarian and then Formula Synchron and start creating your combo. So it was just insane. So you definitely need this one. You definitely need 3 copies of the Ifrit Veiler, and of course, as we're talking about levels, I'm using as well 2 copies. I'm running 2 copies of the Draw and Lock Bird, and finally 2 copies of the DD Troll. Okay, so that's what I'm running. So those are my hand traps, and if I would cut it, I think what I would just take out would just be 1 Ash probably, and depending on the format or the way they play at your locals, I would probably include something else, probably another draw or another Diddy Crow. So it depends on your locals. So that's what the hand trap lineup is. So I'm running, as I said at the beginning, 31 monsters. And now let's take a look at the spell and trap cards, because I said that I'm running spell and trap cards. So I'm running triple, I don't remember the name in English, to be honest with you. I only have it in Spanish. So it is adelantamiento de sincronía. Okay, so I don't really remember the name in English. However, I'm running 3 of these ones. They are really good. And you know, if you compare this one versus the tuning, I think that they are pretty similar. Now, the only difference with tuning is that tuning gives you access to one more card in your graveyard. That's why it's great to use tuning. And of course, you get rid of the ash with tuning as well as with this card. Oh, I remember now. I think it's Synchron Overtake or something like that. Overtake, yes, Synchron Overtake, if I'm not mistaken. So, with tuning, you get rid of the ash and you do it with this card as well. Now, the only thing is that if you already have cards in your graveyard, then this card is kind of a waste, because you don't take advantage of it with your junk Synchron. And you wish you could have this card. But I think that if you already have a way to create your combo, like for example, if you have a Doppel, then and you activate this card, or you already have one of these cards or any other combo piece, and you activate this one, you can easily trust that you will be able to continue with your combos, because your opponent could probably use ash here, and you will be able to continue with your combo with any other combo piece, right? So I think this one is really good at 3. You need to run it at 3. So this is what I'm running here. I'm also running 1 copy of the Stardust Illumination. I think 1 copy is enough. I'm also running the 1 reinforcement of the army, right? So this is definitely a must. Unfortunately, it is only at 1. It's been this way for a long time already, and especially now with the Sky Striker deck, I think it's more difficult to get it at 2 or 3. And I'm running 1 copy of the Call by the Grave. This one is definitely important. And a surprise, I'm running as a Reasoning. So the reason why I'm running the Reasoning is because it's another monster. It's basically another monster that will help you create your combo pieces. So, and this is an extra special summon, like, and that's why I'm only running the combos that I showed you, and only 2 Stardust Synchrons, and only 1 Cloak Crow, and only 2 of these ones, because I could probably run the 3 of them, 2 of these ones, and 3 of these ones. And I would have more chances to special summon monsters and to create my combo. But I think that Reasoning definitely gives you the chance to access to 1 more special summon, and of course to get rid of the ash. So I think it's definitely good. I would definitely recommend you to run this card. So these are the only magic cards or spell cards I'm running. And because of the way they play at my locals, I'm running 2 copies of the Anti-Spell Fragrance. I think this card is really good, especially if you're playing against Despia or any other deck that uses Super Polymerization. I think that if your opponent doesn't have it on your hand and you don't kill your opponent on the first turn and you start, or your opponent starts and you don't kill your opponent when it's your turn, when you go second, then you can just create your combos, destroy your opponent's build or your opponent's board, and then you set this card and you're almost done with the game. Even though they activate Super Polymerization, they will not be able to do anything else, because they will definitely activate it probably during the draw phase when you activate it. So that is it, basically 9 magic or spelled and trap cards. And this is basically what it is, guys. This is the main deck. Oops, sorry for that. So main deck. Now let's take a look at the extra deck. On the extra deck, first of all, I'm running the Psychic and Punisher. This is a beautiful card. I love it. I love the colors. I love the effect. I love the fact of attacking your opponent with the difference in the life points. And of course, you should definitely run it. It's really easy to access it. So one copy of it, and one copy of the Chaos Ruler. You can definitely access this card with Chaos Ruler and the one junk, and that's it. You already have your Psychic on the field. So it's very easy, and you can really access this one really easily as well. So I think this is definitely a great combination. You should definitely try it, and it's not that expensive. And I'm running one copy of the Baronne de Fleur, Baronne de Fleur. This one is really nice, and well, you already know what it does, so it's self-explanatory. So you know, it has 3 different effects. The 3 effects are great, especially because you get to manage and you get to kind of reuse your synchros. So I think it's definitely nice, and you should definitely run it. Finally, let's check the next. This is the next boss monster. We have the one hot red dragon. You definitely need to run one of this one. It's really easy to access it. You can also access it with the Chaos Ruler in one of the level 1 tuners. Then we have the Omega. Okay, this is one of the cards that is definitely optional, and I'm going to show you why it's kind of optional. Then one Crystal Wind, then one Stardust Charge Warrior, the TG Hyper Librarian, and one of these ones because of the overtake, so you can bring your junk. Okay, then one of the junk speeders, one Excel Synchron, the one Hurl, the Cupid Peach, and finally we have the last 2 ones, the Metal March and the I don't remember the name. It's actually it's actually in, how do you call it, in German, so I don't remember. The Celestial. Okay, so there you go. So that is the Synchro lineup, and the reason why I said you can change this one is you can use another Synchro card. If you have a better option, you can definitely add it. Or for example, I'm going to show you now, guys, my side deck. This is my side deck, so I'm running the one Harpy Feather Duster, just one Dark Ruler no more because I only have one, and 2 Cyclones. I'm also running the 2 barriers because of the decks that have been incorporated recently, and because of how many synchro decks are, and because of the fusion decks such as Despia and so on. 1 Reboot, 2 Token Collectors. I have the other one somewhere here. Okay, 1 of the Dinos. I'm running one of the Cayuse, the Gamma Ciel, just 1 Nibiru, and I'm running the 2 artifacts, and finally this one. Okay, well, just 1 artifact, I'm sorry, and the Mermere. So this is where you can actually replace this one and use the Mermere to go back. Recently we saw a guy who was actually able to obtain a really good results with this deck, and he was side decking this one. I think it's a really good option. The only reason why I put it in is because I don't have more space, and I will have to decide whether I use the Jansing or I use the Omega. So I think that you need to balance it, and of course the fact of only having access to 1 level 8 synchro monster and being this one that actually requires a synchro card is kind of tight, because the other option is to do your chaos, but your chaos is kind of, you know, like it's like a last resource, so you don't really want to sacrifice your chaos or your crystal wind. So that's why I think that the Omega is really good. But I think that this is the only card that you could replace in this build, at least the way I'm playing it right now. So this is basically what it is, guys. This is my extra deck, and this is definitely my my side deck. If you would like as well, depending on the format they are playing at your locals, you can also get rid of the perfumes and then you incorporate the cyclones instead, right? And you play the deck like this. It totally depends on you, and it totally depends on your format or on the format they play at your locals. So this is the deck profile that I had for you today, guys. Please let me know in the comment sections below what you think of this profile. I think it's really insane. I love it. I definitely like this deck, and I think that I'll be definitely use it for a long time. So tell me in your comments what you think about it, and of course, if you have any decks, any deck profiles to share with me, or if you have any list to share with me, I will definitely be open to your feedback. I'll be open to your observations. And of course, if you have any profile to share with me, or if you have any matches to share with me, I'll be definitely happy to share them here on this channel. So this is basically it. Thank you very much for watching, and for more Yu-Gi-Oh content like this, please stay tuned and subscribe. Have a good day. Take care.